This is how to oil your air filter. And you're supposed to do this after every single ride, but this is how you oil it. So step one is, if you're on a big bike, you're going to have like a panel like this. And you're just going to take that off. But sometimes they're a little tricky because you have to like angle them a certain way to get them off. But yeah, just like that. And then for me, on this KX250, when you take this part off, you gotta angle it like that. Just set that on the ground. Don't want to ruin it. But on the KX250, you have to pull these tabs out, and then your air filter will just fly out. See, stock air filters, they don't really oil them like that. Not very well, at least, because look, touch mine. It's bone dry, not even oily. It's horrible for the motor. Pretty bad for me since I already have almost 7 hours on the bike. But yeah, after every ride, you want to do this. But that's the oil filter. Not oil filter. It's the air filter. But today I'll be using these. And you're going to want these, a pair of gloves, and a bucket of water. Alright, you're going to fill up this bucket. A bucket with warm or cold water, it doesn't really matter. Probably warm since you want to get all the dirt and stuff off there. But you want to fill it to like almost full, but not all the way full, because then it'll like splash everywhere. So I overfilled it a little, but yeah. Alright, now that you got your gloves on, what you want to do is, no oil on it yet. You want to stick it in the water and you want to get all the dirt out of it. Like, it's you know what I mean. Alright, now that you soaked it with warm water and got all the dirt off that you could with the warm water, you're going to let it dry for like a good 5 minutes. Then you're going to use the spray-on cleaner, which is the red one. You're going to spray it on, you're going to work it in, and then you're going to go over it with warm water again till you get all of the dirt out. And then we'll use this, but that's in the next step. Alright, when you go over this, you want to go over it like spray paint, but like make sure you get it fully covered. You don't just want to bzzz like that, because that'll get too much oil in it, and then it'll mess the filter up because it needs more spray-on oil than clean oil on it. Alright, now that you sprayed that cleaner on, you're going to work it in, just like this, until you get it all over. And then you're going to wash it out, and it'll look just like factory. And then you're going to want to use the blue stuff, and you're going to spray it on, and then work it in. And then put it back in the airbox. Okay, now you're just going to want to spray this stuff on there until it's fully covered. This one you can spray it like whatever you want. It doesn't have to be like spray paint. So it's fully covered. And then you want to work it in there, just like this, till it's fully covered. And then you're going to want to let it sit for a little bit, and then you're going to put it back in the airbox. Alright, now that it's all oiled, you can go ahead and slip it back in there, how it was. And then you just got to put these tabs back over it. There's one. It's a little hard since these gloves are so slippery. There, the airbox, not the airbox, the air filter's back in. Now you just want to go ahead and put your plastic back on. Alright, now the bike will be running just fresh since I didn't oil change at 5 hours too. But you always want to do that because that can mess up your whole motor, because not having it oiled, it won't run the proper way like it's supposed to. It's like not tuning a carburetor how it's supposed to be tuned on a bike like that. Since this is carbureted, it's like having a jet, a pilot jet or a main jet that's too small and a carburetor that has a bunch of stuff done to the motor. It's not going to run right. It'll bog all the time and do all that, but that's how you oil your air filter on a big bike, or any bike really.